In the year 708 AD, humans first began raising structures upon this rocky sanctuary 1 kilometer from the mainland. In a land brimming with cultural treasures, this would become France's very first site to be inscribed upon the UNESCO World Heritage List.
1,000 years later, the Sun King Louis XIV set out on a pilgrimage from the Palace of Versailles, which is 300 kilometers away, to the Mont Saint-Michel Abbey. However, along the way, his love for fine cuisine led him to pause his journey for one particular delicacy. Here in the small town of Cancale, just across Mount Saint-Michel, Louis XIV took a detour for one reason: oysters.
Hello, Jun.
Hello, chef.
Oh, I have a gift for you.
Okay.
Hey, it's Jun. I am a chef and a biology enthusiast. Along with my good friend Zhang Yunjia, I'm exploring food that connects China and France. The deep ocean is the source of inspiration for my cooking. In this episode, I will journey across the Eurasian continent, from the shores of Brittany in France to Yunjia in China. Join me as we discover just how far people will go, both by the sea and inland, to enjoy seafood. The first stop on this journey is the seaside town of Cancale, situated in France's northwestern corner. Though home to only 2,500 residents, a local tradition has been passed down here for nearly 2,000 years. This might be the only place in the world where a statue of female oyster farmers stands before the church at the center of the town. Yes, not saints or kings, but of two ordinary workers. Oysters have built this small town. From the 1st century onward, the Cancale region supplied oysters to the Roman Empire. Then, in the 17th century, locals began experimenting with oyster farming along the Atlantic coast, a tradition that has now continued uninterrupted for 400 years.
在夏天，这个台阶是坐满游客，他们只做一件事，从早到晚，是吃生蚝。
Mont Saint-Michel Bay has the largest tidal range in Europe. Between high and low tides, oysters can still enjoy the freshest seawater each and every day, which is partly why Cancale oysters are world-renowned. As a tourist destination, summer in Cancale is breathtaking. However, if you want to taste the most succulent oysters, you must visit in winter. This is when oyster farmers enter the busiest time of the year, driving tractors up to 10 kilometers out onto shore, where the Atlantic's oyster farms stretch. Harvesting oysters is physically demanding. To stay on schedule, the oyster farmers left me behind. The local guide said she had some work that was more my pace.
Okay, so now it's time to clean the bag, because sometimes oysters stuck together, so it's not interesting.
Will it damage the oyster if I do this?
Now it's damaged. So,
So I just killed it.
Yeah, exactly. You have killed the oyster.
Sorry.
Congratulations.
我把它打死了。
Looks like I can't offer much help, but that's okay. On with our oyster adventure.
In the back is the beautiful seaside town of Cancale. Here, you'll get to see how they turn those muddy oysters into the beautiful delicacies you see on the dining table.
This is an oyster processing facility where daily nearly 100,000 oysters are shipped to destinations around the world. The seemingly busy workshop focuses on just two tasks. The first task is sorting by size. Oysters are classified by size from 0 to 5. The larger the oyster, the smaller the number. Why? Well, French fishermen originally graded oysters by quantity. Small oysters were plentiful, so they were given larger numbers. Large oysters were rare and were therefore given smaller numbers. In France, oysters are sold by the dozen. The largest oysters generally cost less than $1 each, and there's no need to look for a trash can once you've enjoyed them. When the tide rises, they simply return to the sea. Once sorted by size, oysters are cleaned using equipment before being inspected for packaging. This begins the second round of manual processing.
So I'm checking to see if there's water inside. If it has a dull sound, that means there's water, and so it's still alive. If it's hollow, that means they're dead. So this one, there's sound. Just like the boss says, this one's hollow, so it's dead. This one sounds solid inside, so it's still alive.
Grandfather and grandmother make ice.
Ice?
Ice.
So
yes,
not
ice.
oyster?
Not oyster. The fridge appear. On the business change of oysters. It's my grandfather who drives the trucks, the oyster trucks.
That's your grandfather?
My grandfather, with the staff.
Okay.
My mother was 6 years old.
Oh, wow. And she's already helping out with the business.
Yeah, all of this life in the business, oyster business.
Wow.
The town of Cancale produces tons and tons of oysters annually, yet demand still falls short of supply. The oysters that once made Louis XIV take a detour, traveled from here to dining tables in China and around the world. I recommend enjoying oysters fresh and chilled, but if you'd like to try something different, then don't worry, I'm here to help. After bidding farewell to the oyster town at the northernmost tip of Brittany, I headed to Brittany's southern coastline. Here, the tides offer locals a livelihood in a different way.
This one, okay. Yeah.
Shore foraging is something that most people living along the coast are familiar with. But here, an extra tool is required.
This is actually patented by some locals in 1974 here in Brittany. It's got to pass the size grade. See how there? If it doesn't pass, you got to throw it back to sand. If it passes, it goes into the basket.
这个不行，你看，太少了，不行啊，走了。
Size grading is designed to protect marine life that hasn't fully matured yet. This type of sustainable practice also ensures the French enjoy a steady supply of seafood. Here in Lorient, it's also quite affordable.
在 Lorient 今天的挑战，100块钱能买到多少的海鲜？当然，在法国用不了人民币。这个虾没见过，蛮特别的，我试一下。Can I have 100 gram?
Combien 100 grammes?
Alright. 这个。
50 grammes, d'accord.
Yes. 4块91公斤，那么便宜，肯定要买一个了。蜘蛛蟹，在中国应该少见的，但是便宜，5块哦，超级划算。已经花了一半了，然后还有一些地方没走，我们再看看。法棍可能最后看有多少钱，法棍在法国一定要吃的，3块81公斤，1号是大一点的那个。
OK， 零钱机很方便，其实也很卫生，因为它不会碰到那个钱。
If you think 100 yuan is expensive for all this, then follow me to our next stop.
人为了一口海鲜有多拼？现在早上2点40分，第一艘渔船已经回来了。
This is the largest seafood distribution center in Lorient. Every day, fishmongers arrive here before dawn to stock up. To get the best seafood, you have to compete.
This is the place where they auction for seafood. Not sure if I can make a bid today.
On the conveyor belt below is freshly caught seafood. The screen above displays auction prices in real time. In a traditional auction, the highest bidder wins. However, the rules are slightly different here. The price of each basket drops on the screen from high to low. Whoever bids first wins. When a fishmonger feels the price is right, they have to act fast. Bid too early, and it may not be cost-effective. Wait too long, and someone else may snatch your catch.
So written on the bottom here are the names of each bidder, and the workers will sort according to what they have won, like this container of spider crabs. 你们猜一下这款鱼多少钱？1.5欧就等于1块1人民币每公斤啊！这个蜘蛛蟹12块钱人民币。This is Brittany's specialty, but be careful of its long claws. It's actually my winning bid today.
Although seafood here is inexpensive, air freight and refrigerated transport costs cause affordable seafood to multiply in price before reaching other regions. This is a challenge for both the French and the Chinese, one which an inland province in China is working to overcome.
I'm in Yanchun, Ningxia, where the nearest sea is over 1,200 kilometers away. This area was once deemed a barren wasteland due to the high saline alkaline soil underneath my feet. But now, this place is harboring a mysterious life force. Let's go check it out. Never did I imagine that salmon can be raised in such a dry, arid environment. The people of Ningxia has put a lot of effort for that one bite of seafood.
In July 2024, 40 circular farming ponds, each 5 meters in diameter, were constructed here. Over a year has passed, and more than 2,000 salmon have left the ocean to make their new home here. The dream of land-based aquaculture for seafood cannot rely on human effort alone. Sometimes it also needs a little help from nature. Water sample testing has revealed that the underground brackish water in Hui'anbao town not only has a stable salinity, but also lacks the bitterness typical of ordinary saline alkali water. After scientific treatment, this water is transformed into artificial seawater suitable for salmon growth, with temperatures maintained between 14 and 16 degrees Celsius.
哎呦，可以的。 一般这里的三文鱼要12斤才能卖。这条鱼有4斤，就等于差2年才能卖。你看这条鱼的皮还是有点黄色的，所以还是属于年轻，在长肉。等外面那个皮变黑，剩一点，那就可以了。
Traditionally, salmon is eaten raw. If you don't eat raw food, I'll teach you an easy salmon recipe. Cook over medium heat for 2 minutes until the fat is rendered and a crispy crust is formed. It's then ready to be served.
宁夏本地的虾葱酱。
The rich salmon is crisp on the outside and tender within, carrying the fresh sweetness of the sea. Mongolian wild onion, grown in the Gobi Desert, adds a fragrant note of the countryside. It is a harmonious meeting of desert and sea. Land-based seafood aquaculture is not a new innovation. As early as 2008, exploration into seafood farming began here in Helan County, Yinchuan, the capital city of Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region.
我在荷兰，今天的任务是抓螃蟹。哎，
你好，阿静。
你好，我们就下去了啊。我慢慢来哈。哇，问题是你看不见有多深。哦，螃蟹就这儿了。
对。
我们就倒进去。Harvesting time.
In 2008, Helan County started rice crab farming, becoming the first county in Ningxia to farm crabs. Rice paddy crabs and hairy crabs are raised differently, but they belong to the same species, the Chinese mitten crab. These crabs, from the Helan Mountains and nourished by the Yellow River water, are about to relocate.
想了一个办法，跟蟹一样，横着走。
太小的，然后有残刺的，就把它剪出来。鱼啊、虾啊的都不能在一起。这个蟹也是今年的。
今年的。
对，它们都是一批的。
这个那么大，这个那么小，你会相信是同年出生的吗？
Crab size varies because of different molting times. A river crab molts around 18 times in its lifetime, and each time, its size increases. Sorted crabs are released into the rice fields, where they continue to grow among the crops.
This is the perfect ecosystem for the crab. They eat the small bugs here in the rice paddy. At the same time, the waste helps feed the rice.
Irrigated by the mineral-rich waters of the Yellow River and blessed with ample sunshine, Ningxia rice paddy crabs can reach the market about 20 days earlier than hairy crabs. This land-farmed seafood can then be shipped to coastal cities, offering consumers a wider range of choices. Chinese people love eating crab. Yet, despite hairy crabs making it to France, albeit as an invasive species, the French have not developed a taste for them. That's a challenge for us chefs to solve. Among all the seafood varieties in France, there is also something that we Chinese do not often eat.
The Place de la Bastille was once the starting point of the French Revolution. In 1789, angry citizens tore down the Bastille prison. Over time, the walls were dismantled, giving place to a bustling marketplace. So let's go browse around. 虽然巴黎不沿海，但在这个市场也能找到新鲜的海鲜，从早上运过来的。这个摊位蛮特别的，它已经分好一盘，然后一个分量，然后价格已经定好了，各种海鲜。这个摊位有很多海鲜，包括牛蛙，还是生蚝。我觉得我一辈子都不会再吃生蚝了，够了。但起码有海胆，稍微有一点不一样的。Give me 4. Yeah. Wow, it's a long way from Paris.
It's the best.
It's the best, yeah. 不像我们大连那个海胆比较黄，这个比较深。哇，很甜哦，真的不错。这个市场能想到要什么都可以。啊，内裤要不要？
The Bastille Market in Paris is only open on Thursdays and Sundays. As a chef, an unusual item at the stall caught my attention. Just like the long-standing debate about whether a tomato is a fruit or a vegetable, opinions differ on snails. Are they meat or seafood? Although most French snails are farmed on land, they originally evolved from marine mollusks, retaining the tender texture and flavor typical of seafood. This is an important dish you must try when you visit France.
I'm in Paris. I'm about to enter a special restaurant where they do this unique type of meat for 28 years. Let's check it out.
Hello, Jun.
Hello, chef. How are you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 要工作了。今天来到那个餐厅开了已经28年的一个夫妻，然后呢，主要是看他怎么做那个蜗牛。
When a dish becomes a true classic, its cooking method spreads around the world alongside its ingredients. Burgundy snails are one such dish.
先把所有的原料混合一起，主要是那个大蒜还有意大利芹。老厨师就靠感觉，没有秤。来的蜗牛其实不是这样的，因为蜗牛本身有很多泥土的味道跟香料味道一起煮20分钟。OK， 这个是我做的，这个是他做的，你看多漂亮！哎，老师傅真的不一样。
Et voici les escargots.
Hey, thank you, chef. Smell the garlic and butter.
Très bon. On va les déguster.
Okay.
Just as Chinese people have an 8-piece utensil set for eating crab, the French also have tongs and forks exclusively for enjoying snails.
这个就用来捏那个壳。说实话，我觉得用一个牙签比较简单，这个有点太复杂了。这样就可以了。然后有一个小叉子，就把肉挑出来。好，我放弃了。下一道菜。All 300 are here?
Not here, in my house too, and behind.
Oh, okay.
And in the other side.
In the other side, 哦，还在动呢。
The shop owner collects clocks from around the world. Isn't time the most objective witness to history? To enjoy seafood, the oyster farmers of Cancale have worked diligently since the 1st century. Louis XIV, born in the 17th century, even detoured there. And then in 1974, the young people of Brittany introduced size grading to shore foraging. By 2025, Ningxia in China was even conducting seafood experiments on saline alkali land, hoping to shape the future. Mankind's pursuit of seafood has never ceased, and the ocean still continues to show its generosity to humanity.